Okay, the experiment is easy. We want to prove, kita nak buktikan amylase menghydrolysis kanji. Basically that's it. So how do you prove that hydrolysis already occur? Macam mana nak buktikan? Kalau ada kanji, ujian iodine akan berikan larutan biru tua, biru hitam ataupun biru tua. If iodine is present, you will get a blue-black coloration, warna biru hitam. Kalau iodine tak ada, kamu dapat warna larutan iodine iaitu biru perang kuning or brownish yellow color. Basically that's it. If starch is present, you get blue-black coloration, biru hitam. If starch is not present, why starch is not present? Kenapa? Kanji tak hadir, sudah dicernakan. Kalau sudah cerna, ada maltosa. Ujian iodine ke atas maltosa, tak ada perubahan. Dia kekal warna biru perang kekuningan. If there is no starch, there is only maltose, iodine test will be negative. You get the original color of iodine, which is brownish yellow color. And that's all. That's all the experiment is all about. So if this is the experiment that is coming out, in the sense starch and amylase, there is nothing much we can ask. So as I already mentioned, so you are already getting some. This one student sent me a PDF from another teacher, and it has like 4 or 5 experiments all related to amylase. Go ahead, and she asked her whether is this okay for me? Okay, because it's amylase, it's from the textbook. Use it. Whatever you get, use it. But at the same time, we have to be safe. We try to cover as much as possible. I'm only covering this one question that I've created for you. If you get any other questions, don't depend only on what I'm explaining. Any other question related to amylase that you get, just go through it before you go for the exam. Paper 3 is easy. Always paper 3. The problem is not answering the question. Answering the question will be easy. The problem is always conducting the experiment. Because many times, your school lab assistant will do, something wrong. The material something wrong. Normally something goes wrong with the experiment. Answering the experiment, the paper 3 is not a problem. You know the technique, you can answer it, nothing hard. So sepatutnya kertas 3 senang. Kalau ada susah pun, yang susah ialah menjalankan eksperimen, getting the data. After you get the data, the experiment is easy. Okay, enough. So let's go into the explanation. smktutiontoyou.com, periksa cubaan. So all of this you can read through. In the next page, you have a list, ada senarai bahan dan radas. I think you're given around 10 to 15 minutes to check your device, check your material. So use that time, especially like kalau ada jam randi, apa-apa bahan yang mechanical, pastikan dia berfungsi, make sure it's functioning, like a stopwatch is working or thermometer is working. Check before you start the experiment. Other than that, the rest of it, take note. Your exam is much easier in the sense you have the material, you have the apparatus in front of you. So bahan dengan radas ada depan kamu. Even if you don't know the experiment, kalau kamu tak tahu eksperimen pun, because the radas and material is there, you can come up with something. Because in the previous syllabus, they do written exam, dia tulis eksperimen. So sebab dia tulis eksperimen, dia tak buat eksperimen, dia tulis eksperimen. Kalau dia tak tahu, dia tak tahu. In your case, you are there, and I'm sure you can see other students doing the experiment also. So you are much more easier. As I already mentioned, the problem is always getting the data, dapatkan data. Doing the experiment, what is the experiment and onwards by right is easy. Every year the question will leak out. Even SPM question pun, somehow or other we will know what is the experiment. We won't know the question. We will know most probably this is how the experiment is going to be. So radas ini semua just go through. So let's go straight to question 1. So belum lagi. Dekat sini saya berikan tajuk eksperimen. Penguraian molekul kompleks kanji kepada molekul-molekul ringkas seperti glukosa, digestion, breakdown of complex molecules such as starch into simple molecules, glucose. Then you're supposed to conduct the experiment. So simple experiment. You have a water bath. 37 degrees Celsius. Place 2 test tube. Both of them will have starch. Dua-dua pun ada kanji. 3 ml, kita tambah 1 larutan P lagi 1 larutan Q. One of them will have amylase, the other one will have distilled water, most probably. We are not sure what is it. One of it should have amylase, the other one doesn't have amylase. Most probably is distilled water, isolate. So you conduct the experiment. First thing is, kita tak pasti ini guided ke unguided, we are not sure. So normally when I create this question paper, I combine guided, unguided into one question. So there are some questions that only comes out in guided. There are some questions that only comes out in unguided. I combine them into one. I don't want to predict. I give you both answers. Decide, which one, according to the question, answer accordingly. Okay, so step dia senang saja. Kita perlukan 2 tabung uji. Setiap tabung uji kita masukkan ampaian kanji 3 ml, 3 ml of starch. Each of the test tube you add in 3 ml of starch, nothing much. And then my experiment, what I have done is, the moment you, after this, you're going to add in the amylase. So the amylase, we don't know at the moment. So we know it's larutan P and larutan Q. P and Q. One of it should have amylase. So right at the beginning, that means the moment you add the amylase, in my experiment that I have created, the moment you add amylase, immediately you do iodine test. That means from that test tube, you remove like 2 ml into another test tube and then you do iodine test. So test tube A dengan test tube B itu kekal. Daripada itu kita keluarkan 2 ml, kita buat ujian iodine. Both of them have starch. Both of them digestion haven't happened. Belum, pencernaan belum berlaku lagi. So bila kamu buat ujian iodine kosong minit, dua-dua akan berikan keputusan positif. Both will be positive, which is you get blue-black color. Larutan biru tua akan diperolehi. Maksudnya dua-dua ada kanji. Obviously, because you started with ampaian kanji. So we are proving that when we start the experiment, both have kanji. That is the reason you do test at the start, 0 minute. And then for 15 minutes, what you do, you place it in water bath, 37 degrees Celsius. 37 degrees Celsius is optimum temperature. Kalau kamu kena tuliskan langkah, the procedure, if you need to write the procedure, basically the procedure, the examiner wants to see MV, CV and RV. Actually CV last. Kita nak MV, kita nak RV, lepas tu kita nak CV. In Malay, pembalik ubah dimanipulasi, bergerak balas dan juga dimalarkan. Manipulated and responding, you must explain. In the procedure, dalam procedure, pastikan kamu ada penerangan macam mana kamu kawal pemboleh ubah dimanipulasi. So, pemboleh ubah dimanipulasi in this experiment is campur larutan Q, campur larutan P. Add larutan solution P, solution Q. That is manipulated because one of them have enzyme, don't have enzyme. In the procedure, if you don't have that sentence, mix solution P into the test tube, mix solution Q into the test tube, meaning you don't have explanation for MV, so 1 mark you won't get. You're not going to minus the mark, but you're not going to get the 1 mark you're supposed to get. Add P, add Q. Solution P, masukkan larutan P, masukkan larutan Q. Mesti ada dalam procedure. So, manipulated variable dimanipulasi, pastikan kamu ada penerangan, tambah larutan P, tambah larutan Q. Add solution P, add solution Q, that is manipulated because one of the solution have enzyme. In terms of responding variable, you must observe the change in the color of solution when you do iodine test. Perhatikan perubahan warna bila kita lakukan ujian iodine. Itu responding variable. So, responding ataupun pemboleh ubah bergerak balas ini kamu perlu perhatikan dan kamu perlu rekodkan. You must observe and record, meaning in your procedure, if you're writing the procedure, you must have observed the change in the color of solution after iodine test. Record the observation. So, kamu mesti ada perkataan itu. Perhatikan perubahan warna pada larutan selepas ujian iodine dilakukan. Rekodkan perubahan tersebut. So, you must observe, you must record for the responding variable. In your procedure senang sahaja. Dalam procedure, you mesti ada tiga-tiga ini. Bergerak balas, dimanipulasi, dimalahkan mesti ada. Manipulated, responding constant must be in the procedure. Manipulated, how did you get the different manipulated? Responding, what did you measure? Apa yang kamu ukur? Apa yang kamu perhatikan semasa eksperimen? Dimalahkan is obviously yang lain semua dimalahkan. Apa-apa yang setiap kali kamu ulang. Every time you repeat, you use the same value. That is constant. Dimalahkan. There is one more in the procedure. Lagi satu yang kita nak, kalau boleh langkah berjaga-jaga. Sekurang-kurangnya satu langkah berjaga-jaga, precautionary measure. Because I need a precautionary measure, that is why in here, this purple color wording that I have here, serta merta. When you mix the enzyme larutan P with the starch, immediately you start the stopwatch. Starting the stopwatch immediately is langkah berjaga-jaga. I don't have any other langkah berjaga-jaga here. That is why here, this serta merta, I made it into purple color. To show you ini langkah berjaga-jaga precautionary measure. We need to have at least one. This is supposed to be isikan A dengan larutan P, isikan B dengan larutan Q is manipulated variable. I put it red color. Solution P and solution Q, manipulated variable. Responding variable is what you have in here. Do the iodine test after 15 minutes. Do the iodine test. How you do that? Drop 2 drops of iodine inside. And you know, a lot of students, even the word solution, larutan pun dia tak tulis. Kalau you just write that 2 titis iodine, not accepted. It's larutan. Because iodine can be in different form also. You don't have the word larutan, you don't have the word solution, also consider incorrect. Drop 2 drops of iodine solution into the mixture and observe the change in color of the solution. After you observe, record it down. This is the responding variable. So in your procedure, itu saja yang kita nak. Ada tak penerangan macam mana kamu kawal pemboleh ubah dimanipulasi? Ada tak penerangan macam mana kamu dapat pemboleh ubah bergerak balas? How do you get responding variable? Do you have the explanation? Do you have at least one precautionary measure? Do you have constant? Like everything that I put in green color is constant. Every single time we do experiment, we use the same volume of enzyme. Every time we do experiment, we use the same volume of starch. We use the same concentration of starch. Semua yang warna hijau ini sepatutnya adalah dimalahkan. Dalam gambar, actually even the answer also maybe later I'll provide, but I'm old school in the sense. Old school lesson, I believe in you copying the answer. I don't believe in you reading the answer. That is why I always give you empty question paper. I want you to copy because my belief is always the more senses you use. Mata kamu lihat, telinga kamu dengar, tangan kamu tulis. The more senses you use, the more you remember. If you're just reading the notes, you're just looking at it and you're just basically you're just looking at it. If you're just reading the notes, let's say someone forwarded you some question, you are reading, basically only your eye is involved. You didn't write anything, you didn't hear anything, so there's only one sense used. The information is not that strong in your brain. It can be easily forgotten. More senses, more chance for you to remember. That is why I'm giving you empty page, empty question paper for you to write whatever you see on the screen. Sorry, I'm old school. I can give you the answer. I have the answer, but I don't want. I don't believe in providing answers. I believe in you learning. So you need to copy. So at the moment, all of this you can read through, but I repeat, make sure you have manipulated variable, responding variable, constant variable, at least one precautionary measure. If it's unguided. If it's guided, everything is there. Just follow the instruction. Not sure what is it, but we don't want to predict. We give you both. I'm giving you the instruction, how to do it. MV, RV, CV. Make sure you cover that, including precautionary measure. Okay, now we go to glucose air 37 degrees Celsius. Green color means constant variable. Iodine test is responding variable. Pemboleh ubah dimalahkan, yang biru ini pemboleh ubah bergerak balas. These are all, it's a simple experiment. Take the test tube A and B, mix them and then put it in the water bath. At 0 minute, do iodine test. After 15 minutes, do another iodine test. we put it at 37 degrees Celsius because optimum temperature. If optimum temperature is provided, the enzyme reaction will happen. Starch will be hydrolyzed into maltose, simple sugar maltose. Kalau enzim itu berfungsi, kanji akan dicernakan kepada maltosa, gula ringkas maltosa. Kalau ada gula ringkas maltosa, ujian iodin negatif. Larutan akan kekal warna perang kuning, brownish yellow color. Okay, let's look at the first question. So this is the results of the experiment you're supposed to get. Warna larutan selepas dicampur larutan iodin 0 minit dan juga 15 minit. So you can see when you start the experiment, all positive, meaning proving to us that at the start of the experiment, both of them have starch. That is why you get larutan biru is not good enough. Biru tua ataupun biru hitam. Blue solution not good enough. Black solution or dark blue solution, something like that. So at the start of the experiment, there is starch. At the end of the experiment, only test tube A no starch. But test tube B remain the same. So maksudnya dalam test tube A, tabung uji A tindak balas berlaku, kanji sudah dihidrolisis kepada maltosa. So in A test tube, the reaction happened. So that is proving to us larutan P contains amylase, larutan Q doesn't have amylase. If they had, the reaction would have happened. We don't know what is P, we don't know what is Q, but we know they can digest starch, and the only one that can digest starch is amylase. So maksudnya P ada amylase, Q tak ada amylase. First question, lengkapkan raja, buat eksperimen, lengkapkan raja, jadual. Lepas tu berdasarkan jadual, first question is terangkan pemerhatian. That should be the next question, which is pemerhatian. Satu pemerhatian. So you are free to take note. Pemerhatian maksudnya, the name itself observation, pemerhatian, meaning you don't have to make any explanation. Tulis balik apa yang kamu nampak dalam jadual. Semua yang ada dalam, semua maklumat yang ada dalam jadual ini kamu kena tulis balik. So that means, you just zoom out a bit. So you can either write what's in here or you can write what's in here. But if you realize tabung uji B tak ada perubahan. 0 minit, 15 minit, dapat keputusan yang sama. So, common sense tells you. You can write, take note, you can write B as your observation. Boleh. B boleh guna sebagai observation, A pun boleh guna. Both can use. But since A is the one where there is some kind of change. 0, biru tua, 15 jadi perang. So, there is some kind of change. We use A as the observation, but I repeat, B is also correct. Both of them correct because both of them are observation. But when you write the observation, preferably write every information you can see. Meaning, nama tabung uji kena tulis. Kalau boleh, 0 minit apa yang berlaku kena tulis. 15 minit apa yang berlaku kena tulis. Kalau boleh, apa kandungan pun kalau boleh tulis pun bagus juga. Practically, you write back what's in the table. What is there? Every one of it you write back. Kalau boleh, tajuk ini pun kalau boleh masukkan dalam penerangan. Okay. So, pemerhatian yang saya berikan ialah untuk tabung uji A. The observation I wrote is for A. So, this is the BM and the English version. Both I have here. In test tube A, after iodine test, a blue-black solution is formed after 0 minute and a brownish-yellow fluid is formed after 15 minutes. You don't have to explain anything. Tulis balik apa yang ada dalam jadual itu sahaja. Saya perlukan nama test tube. The name of the test tube must have. After the iodine test, because that is the responding variable. And what is the result? The result is the responding variable. So, kalau saya gunakan warna berlainan, ini adalah pemboleh ubah bergerak balas. Ini pemboleh ubah bergerak balas. Ini adalah pemboleh ubah dimanipulasi. Sebab tabung uji A ada amylase, tabung uji B tak ada. Kalau perlu, you boleh masukkan pemboleh ubah di malar pun, kalau nak, you boleh masukkan dalam jawapan. So I think I found a way of making sure it doesn't change. Okay, I repeat. Kalau you nak, you boleh masukkan pembeli ubah dimanipulasi, dimalarkan pun dalam jawapan. Di dalam tabung uji A, selepas ujian iodin, larutan biru tua terbentuk selepas 0 minit, larutan perak kulit terbentuk selepas 15 minit. Kalau you nak, kalau you rasa perlu. Dalam tabung uji A, selepas ujian iodin, larutan biru tua terbentuk selepas 0 minit dan larutan perak kulit terbentuk selepas 9 minit. Untuk larutan yang disimpan di dalam kukus air 37 darjah Celsius. If you feel necessary, if you want to add in any of the constant, add it inside. If you want to add 37 degrees Celsius, masukkan. But itu ekstra. Mesti ada di manipulasi tabung uji A. Bergerak balas keputusan ujian iodine. The iodine test result must have because responding variable. Test tube A is manipulated variable because they have the amylase. Test tube B don't have. End of the day, you want to do well in paper 3. Manipulated variable, responding variable must be in the answer. Manipulated, dimanipulasi bergerak balas mesti ada dalam jawapan. Kalau boleh tambah dimalarkan, lebih bagus. That is the trick. In every answer, manipulated, responding, manipulated, responding. Pastikan you ada dua-dua itu dalam jawapan. Semuanya ambil daripada soalan. You don't have to create anything new. What you have in the question, use it back as answer. Tabung uji A dalam soalan. Larutan biru tua, keputusan. Larutan perak kuning, keputusan. 0 minit, 15 minit daripada eksperimen. I didn't create anything extra. I'm just writing back what is already there. Paper 3 ini macam, do you follow instruction or not? Arahan dia, pastikan ada dimalarkan, dimanipulasi, bergerak balas. Manipulator, responding. That is the rule. You have that, you can do well in paper 3. From there, inference. Now, inference is explaining what you just observed. 0 minute, it was blue color, dark blue color, or blue-black. At 15 minutes, it became brownish yellow color. That is our observation. When you do iodine test, 0 minit biru tua, 15 minit sudah jadi kuning perang. Kenapa? Sekarang kamu kena terangkan. So, penerangan itu mesti berdasarkan eksperimen. So, kita tahu tabung uji A ada larutan P. Kemungkinan besar larutan P ada amylase. Apa amylase buat? Dia menghidrolisis. Don't use mencernakan, use hydrolyze. The word mencernakan is general, menghidrolisis is specific. Use hydrolyze. So, dia menghidrolisis kanji kepada maltosa. That's all. You just explain what you observe. Why it became brownish yellow. Because digestion already happened. So, tabung uji A mengandungi kanji pada 0 minit dan tidak mengandungi kanji pada 15 minit. Larutan P mengandungi amylase. Amylase telah menghidrolisis kanji dalam tabung uji A kepada maltosa. There's nothing hard in this explanation. Solution P has amylase. So they already hydrolyze starch into maltose. So maltose doesn't give you positive result for iodine test. That's all. So pemerhatian kita dah tulis dekat sini. Tadi biru tua, sekarang kuning perak. Kenapa kita bagi penerangan dekat sini? You are just, inference is just explaining what you already observe. Scientific explanation of what you already observe. Saya beritahu test tube A tak ada starch. Lepas tu tak ada starch. Why tak ada? Hydrolysis sudah berlaku. What is it? Amylase. Where you found amylase? Inside test tube, inside larutan P. Itu saja. So, standard. We will ask you observation. Observation is bonus. Tulis balik apa yang ada dalam jadual. Apa yang kamu tulis itu, kamu terangkan melalui inference. Inference is a scientific explanation of what you just observed. Lepas tu kita tanya, lepas tu tanya semua jenis pemboleh ubah. Pemboleh ubah dimanipulasi. Presence of amylase, kehadiran. This is the manipulated variable. The sentence after that is, how do you control manipulated variable? Yang saya gariskan ini mesti guna dalam jawapan. Gunakan in Malay, use in English. You're basically again explaining what you did earlier. You had the procedure earlier. In the procedure, how did you get different manipulated variable? Dalam prosedur kamu, macam mana kamu dapat pun boleh buat di manipulasi yang berbeza? What did you do? You use P and Q. P had amylase, Q doesn't have amylase. That's all you're doing. You are just explaining to the examiner, how did you control manipulated variable? I use solution P, solution Q. P ada amylase, Q tak ada amylase. That's all I'm doing. The manipulated variable is presence of amylase. I use two solutions. Solution P has amylase and solution Q doesn't have amylase. Itu sahaja. But you must use the word gunakan, use. Responding variable. What did you measure in the experiment? In this experiment, you didn't measure. You observe the color change. Did it become blue-black or did it become yellowish brown? Perhatikan dan record. Mesti ada dalam jawapan. Observe and record must be in the answer. The responding variable is presence of starch. Perhatikan dan record. Observe and record presence of starch. How you did that? By observing change in color of solution after iodine test is done at 0 minute, 15 minutes. See that I am again just writing back what is already in the question. I'm just informing the examiner. I had the procedure this long. From the procedure, this is what I did to control manipulated. This is what I did to get the responding. And these are all the things I made it constant. You are taking the procedure and you're separating into 3. Nothing much. Paper 3 is bonus. Paper 3 is 15 marks. Nothing less than 13. Expectation from you is nothing less than 13. 13, 14, 15. That is what you must get from paper 3. Why? Every answer is from the question. From the procedure, you can get almost all the answer. From your table, you can get almost all the answer. As I already mentioned right at the beginning of the class, answering the question is not the problem. Conducting the experiment and getting the data will be your problem. Kadang-kadang data tak dapat. Banyak kali always happens in school. Your school lab assistant sometimes tak boleh percaya. They'll make something, end up the whole class won't get any result. God, like last year it all happened. Whole class don't get any result. Without the result, how you gonna answer the rest of the question? Contoh nak lukis graf, macam mana nak lukis? Last year, I think one of the school, I think KK, if I'm not mistaken, the whole class didn't get the result or something like that. Because the lab assistant did something wrong. So ini apa yang kita perhatikan? Responding variable. Dekat sini observe and record. Kalaulah contoh kamu perlu, okay, yang ini perhatikan dan record. If let's say you are measuring something, you must write the measure and record. Measure and record the length of the distance taken by something. You tengok soalan, you measure ke, you perhatikan ke, it depends on the question. In here, we observe and record. There are times you measure and record. There are times you count and record. So it depends on the experiment. Yang ini observe and record. Kalau tak ada, that word that I underline don't have means no mark. Same goes with dimalarkan. You must have the word tetapkan or fix. By right, every experiment will have a lot of constant variable. You need to write 1 is enough. Generally, 1 is enough. Even the safe side, kalau you nak tulis 2 pun boleh, but generally 1 is enough. So, tetapkan suhu kukus air 37 darjah Celsius. Tetapkan isi padu kanji 1% pada 3 ml. What you made constant, inform the examiner. That's all. Fix. In English, must have the word fix. In Malay, must have the word tetapkan. If you didn't use these words, I'm telling again that paper 3 is about do you follow instruction. So I'm telling you, your school teacher is going to tell you, must use the word tetapkan. Must use the word fix. In the exam, if you don't use, you're not going to get the marks. As easy as that. This is testing your obedience. Do you follow the instruction or not? One story, I'm scared to tell story. There's not enough time. You're going to sit for a driving license after your exam. And when you do the driving license, there is a driving test. And when you are in the driving test, this is what I went through. In the driving test, once you sit down before you drive the car, there is a few things you need to do. You need to adjust the mirror. You need to adjust the side mirror. You need to adjust your seat. What I thought, why you need to do all of that? The person before you already driving the car and he already said everything nicely. Why you must go in another time? You know what? I felt is redundant. Why should I do? So I didn't, even though the instruction was adjust the mirror. Dah betul ke tak betul, you're going to adjust the mirror. I didn't adjust because I thought, what for want to adjust? So the instructor gave me minus mark for all of that. I still passed, but I ended up getting minus for that. Later only I came to realize it is not whether you are adjusting the mirror. It's not whether you're adjusting the side mirror. Are you following instruction? You are a good driver if you follow instruction. If it says the speed limit is 80, you must go at 80. They are testing whether you follow the rules or not. The rule says you must adjust the mirror. You must adjust. I didn't follow. They minus the mark. Later only I came to realize, why they had all of that step. To test whether you follow the rules or not. Same thing here. The rule says fix. The rule says tetapkan. Make sure you follow the rule. Make sure you have it in the answer. If not, tak ada markah. Okay. From there, we come to the harder part. Nothing hard in this question, but among all of this hard. Okay. Hypothesis. Amylase can hydrolyze starch into simple sugar maltose. Enzyme amylase, I think spelling mistake here, boleh menghidrolisis kanji kepada gula ringkas maltosa. Direct hypothesis, easy explanation, but even here, amylase is the manipulated, hydrolyzed starch into maltose is the responding. Every answer must have manipulated and responding. Dimanipulasi bergerak balas mesti ada dalam setiap jawapan. Make sure you have that. Then paper 3 becomes easy. Next one. Ramalkan apa yang akan berlaku kepada keputusan. We always have the prediction question. Ramalkan. Ramalkan always what we do. Almost all the time what we do is we take one of the constant. We take one of the constant and we change the constant. Biasanya ramalkan apa kita buat ialah kita ambil satu daripada dimalarkan ini, kita tukar dia. Keseluruhan eksperimen 37 darjah Celsius. Kalau 100 darjah Celsius, apa berlaku? Keseluruhan eksperimen kita guna 3 ml, 1%. Kalau guna 2%, apa berlaku? Kalau guna 6 ml, apa berlaku? Normally, that is the question. You take the constant, you change it, and then expect the student to explain what will happen. So, apa akan berlaku kepada keputusan eksperimen kalau kamu didikkan dia 100 darjah Celsius sebelum kamu mulakan eksperimen? And then you don't have to be a rocket scientist to know the answer for this. 100 degrees Celsius, as long as it's more than 60 degrees Celsius, enzyme denature. Sebelum kamu mulakan eksperimen, enzim itu sudah ternyata asli. Maksudnya tindak balas tak akan berlaku. Ujian iodin akan kekal biru tua. Because hydrolysis doesn't occur. The enzyme already denatured. You know that. Make it into a sentence. After 15 minutes, this is the results. After 15 minutes, the solution in test tube A remain brownish yellow color. First kita berikan apa kita ramalkan keputusan. Dia kekal warna perang kuning. Biru tua tak dapat. Did I make a mistake here? Salah. Mistake. So the answer here should be, it remains, okay, yang ini salah. Selepas 15 minit, larutan tabung uji akan kekal pada warna biru tua. This is biru tua. Down here should be dark blue or blue-black. This one I was typing earlier, overlook this. So this is remains blue-black, dia kekal biru tua. Kenapa? Enzim sudah ternyata asli. Enzyme already denature. Hydrolysis of starch doesn't occur. Starch remains in the solution. You get blue-black. remains blue black color. Ini pun tak susah. You know all of this. Just put it into sentence. That's all. 100 degree, as long as it's more than 60 degrees Celsius, tanya asli, denature. We are using 100 degrees Celsius, they will denature, meaning at 15 minutes when you do the experiment, iodine test, it will remain blue-black. If you check back the experiment you did, the change happened at 15 minutes. At 15 minutes, they became brownish yellow. Now, no change. It remains at blue-black. And the explanation already given. Lepas prediction, the next question ialah kenapa kita gunakan larutan Q? Is there in the textbook? So I just ask in case, but is there in the textbook? Kenapa kita guna larutan Q? Is the control set, set kawalan. Sebab dalam larutan itu tak ada enzim. Kalau enzim tak ada, pencernaan tak berlaku. Kita nak buktikan kalau enzim tak ada, pencernaan tidak akan berlaku. Dia akan kekal sebagai kanji. So it's a control set. The result, it remains dark blue, means the starch remains as it is. No enzyme, no digestion. Ini kalau dia tanyalah, is there in the textbook? Dalam soalan buku teks, dia ada tanya soalan ni. Just in case I'm giving it to you. And I think we're almost done. Yang ni panjang-panjang sikit. Jika seorang pelajar ingin menentukan jenis bahan yang hadir dan tabung uji selepas 15 minit, cadangkan eksperimen. So I just wanted you to explain a bit about Benedict solution. Reducing sugar test. Kanji bila dihydrolysis dapat maltosa. Starch hydrolyzed you get maltose. Maltose is a reducing sugar. Meaning inside test tube A, after 15 minutes, there is reducing sugar. How do you prove it has reducing sugar? You can do Benedict test. Benedict test senang saja. Larutan dengan larutan Benedict isi padu mesti sama. 3 ml, 3 ml. Campur dalam tabung didih. Letak dalam kukus air, tabung didih, letak dalam kukus air mendidih lebih kurang 5 minit, dapat mendakan merah bata. That is what I did here. I'm just explaining how you do a Benedict test. But you do it after 15 minutes. If you didn't mention after 15 minutes, it's wrong because at 0 minutes, you won't get maltose. So after 15 minutes, you add Benedict, you take 3 ml of the solution, you take Benedict solution, you mix it, put it in boiling water bath for around 5 minutes, you should get brick red precipitate. Mendakan merah bata. Kalau kamu dapat mendakan merah bata, maksudnya ada gula penurun. So the last question that I have here is, we always ask you for operational definition. And students always ask the question, so how do you define this operational definition? The concept is, operational definition is, because if I ask you, normally students what they do, operational definition dia tulis balik apa yang ada dalam buku teks. Pencernaan adalah penguraian molekul-molekul kompleks kepada molekul-molekul ringkas supaya boleh diserap ke dalam badan. Digestion is process involved in breakdown of complex molecule into simple molecules so that it can be absorbed into body. That is the definition you have in the textbook, and a lot of students, because they don't understand the concept, they write that as the definition here. Itu salah. Kita nak definasi berdasarkan eksperimen. In this experiment, what is digestion? And how do you know digestion occur? In this experiment, so the trick is this. Dalam operational definition ini, dalam definisi operasi ini, pastikan kamu ada pemboleh ubah bergerak balas. So for iodine test, starch hydrolysis, get maltose, and Benedict solution, starch hydrolysis, reduce. I don't understand the question. The student who messaged me, I don't understand what they're asking. Iodine test is to detect starch. If the starch is still there, that means digestion didn't occur. Reducing sugar, Benedict test is to test for reducing sugar, which is, one of it is maltose. If the maltose is there, that means digestion already happened. Iodine test and iodine test buktikan pencernaan berlaku tak berlaku. Kalau iodine test tak dapat biru hitam, maksudnya pencernaan sudah berlaku. Kalau kekal biru hitam, pencernaan tak berlaku. So, proving that digestion already happened is the function of iodine test. If you don't get blue-black, that means digestion of starch already happened. Further proof that it is amylase. Extra lagi satu bukti yang pencernaan sudah berlaku. Kalau pencernaan kanji sudah berlaku, dalam larutan itu kena ada maltosa. Macam mana kamu buktikan sana ada maltosa? Kita buat Benedict test. Ini optional. I don't know whether the question will come out or not. I'm just putting it here so that you know what is reducing sugar test, which is easy. Equal volume. Benedict solution, larutan equal volume. Letak kukus mendidih. Lepas 5 minit dapat mendakan merah butter. Kalau dapat, ada gula penurut. Reducing sugar present. Kalau tak ada mendakan merah butter, tak ada reducing sugar. So in here, there is reducing sugar because maltose is a reducing sugar. So, yang ini, operational definition. Make sure you have responding variable. And what was the responding variable? We observe the change in color. Simplest answer. Digestion is the change of color of solution after iodine test is done at 15 minutes. Simplest of answer. Apa soalan ini tanya apa pencernaan. Jangan tulis balik apa yang ada dalam buku teks. Tulis balik pembuluh ubat bergerak balas. Apa kamu buat dalam eksperimen ini? Saya perhatikan perubahan warna larutan selepas iodine test pada minit ke-15. That is pencernaan. Pencernaan adalah satu tindak balas yang akan menyebabkan perubahan warna kepada larutan pada 15 minit apabila ujian iodin dilakukan. You must have the responding variable as operational definition. But because this is the last question, it's like the summary for the whole experiment, masukkan dimalarkan. We finish off with dimanipulasi. Kita habis dengan manipulasi. Tapi ayat utama. Pencernaan adalah perubahan warna larutan pada 15 minit apabila ujian iodin dilakukan. Tindak balas yang menyebabkan perubahan warna larutan pada minit ke-15 apabila ujian iodin dilakukan. Okay, that is the basic answer. A reaction that causes change in color of solution at 15 minutes when iodine test is done. That is the basic. You make it better by adding in the constant. Change in color of solution at 37 degrees Celsius because 37 degrees Celsius is the constant. You make it better by adding in the constant. Must have is the responding. In here, ini responding. Yang utama. Menyebabkan warna larutan berubah kepada perang kuning apabila ujian iodin dilakukan kepada larutan itu. The one I color in yellow is the, I'll come to the English one, is the main answer. It causes the change of color of solution into a brownish yellow at 15 minutes. Ini adalah dimalarkan. 37 degrees Celsius. So I have constant, I have responding, I have manipulated. Manipulated we put as next sentence. It is affected or influenced by what? So yang ini. Perubahan warna larutan iaitu dipengaruhi oleh kehadiran enzim amylase. Kehadiran enzim amylase is the manipulated variable. What I did was, I adding the theory inside. Yang ini teori dia. Saya masukkan teori dalam. Yang warna merah itu teori. I have manipulated. I have responding. The main answer is responding. I've added in the constant inside. I already informed is affected by or influenced by manipulated variable. Bahasa Inggeris, same thing. What is the main answer? The main answer is change in color of solution into brownish yellow when iodine test is done. Digestion is proven when the color change. That is what you observe in the experiment. But how to make it better? You add in the constant water bath at 37 degrees Celsius. All of this is influenced by what? Manipulated variable. Manipulated variable is presence of amylase. To make the answer better, I've just added in the theory, which is digestion of starch into maltose. The question can ask you operational definition of enzyme. Soalan boleh tanya, definisi operasi untuk enzim. Saya tanya untuk pencernaan. I ask for digestion. They can ask you definition of amylase enzyme. Apa-apa dia tanya pun, you must have all the three variables in here, especially responding variable and manipulated variable. Always make it better by adding in constant variable. Itu saja operational definition. In this experiment, what did you observe? Itu jawapan dia. What did you observe? Responding variable. Tuliskan dia sebagai jawapan. Tambah dimalarkan. Proses ini dipengaruhi oleh pemboleh ubah bergerak balas. Pemboleh ubah dimanipulasi. Someone asked a question. Sir, so the blue-black color in iodine test show the digestion haven't happened. Yes. If it at 15 minutes, if it's blue-black, that means the starch is still there. The starch is not hydrolyzed. It remains as starch. Why is starch not hydrolyzed? Maybe no enzyme. Or maybe the enzyme already denatured, like 100 degrees Celsius. 100 darjah Celsius, enzim sudah asli. Kenapa kekal warna biru tua? Pencernaan tak berlaku. Kenapa tak berlaku? Mungkin tak ada enzim, mungkin enzim sudahnya asli. So if they ask definisi, yes, I didn't look at the question, I already answered you. Operational definition is about responding variable. That is the answer, responding variable. It is influenced by manipulated variable. Operasi definisi mesti ada pemboleh ubah bergerak balas. Ayat kedua dipengaruhi oleh pemboleh ubah dimanipulasi. Students answer, they will use the textbook answer because the question asks what is in this experiment, not what you had in the textbook. In this experiment, what is enzyme? What is digestion? Same answer. If they ask you enzyme at the beginning, you change it lah. Enzyme is a substance. Enzim adalah bahan. After that, same answer. Kalau dia tanya digestion, digestion is a process, a reaction or a process. Pencernaan adalah satu proses. Only the beginning part here changes. The rest of the answer same. Dia tanya enzim ke, dia tanya pencernaan ke, permulaan saja. Lain. The rest of the answer same. The rest of the answer is responding variable influenced by manipulated variable. Okay. That's all. I don't think I have, yeah, we are done. Quick explanation. End of the day, you must have manipulated responding in the answer. Dimanipulasi bergerak balas mesti ada dalam jawapan. Dapatkan semua jawapan daripada soalan. Especially from the procedure, you can get almost all the answers you need. Kalau kamu perlu isikan jadual, pastikan titik perpuluhan sama. The decimal point must be same. For example, if you write one of the answers 0.25, the other one you can write 0.3. Ini dua decimal point, ini, oh, not sharing the screen, sorry. If you write one of it 0.25, the other one you write 0.3, salah. Sebab ini mesti 0.30. Dia mesti decimal point, titik perpuluhan yang sama. Follow the same decimal point. If there is a unit, make sure you mention the unit. Kalau tak unit tak ada markah, ini semua standard. end of the day is about manipulated variable, responding variable. As I mentioned at the beginning of the class, this is a question I have created based on some information that students gave me. Whether this is the question, I don't know. I'm sure you have received other question sets created by other tuition teachers that is based on the textbook. Also read that just in case. Just in case, baca itu, any experiment related to amylase, if it's related to amylase, baca. MV, RV, CV. Make sure you have it in the answer. You're good to go. Minimum 13 out of 15. 13 daripada 15 mesti dapat sebab semua jawapan daripada soalan.